Hello and welcome back to From a Head Teacher's Perspective with me, Paul Urry. In today's podcast, I'd like to look at why every head teacher should read the All-Party Parliamentary Group Education Report and what it means for your school. The Loss of Love of Learning report, published in July 2025, is not your typical parliamentary read. It's honest, it's wide-ranging, and it puts into words what many of us in primary leadership have been feeling for years, that something important is slipping through our fingers, and we don't have the tools or the time to catch it. This isn't a report to skim. It's one to sit with, talk about, and use. Here's a summary through the lens of the 4 modules, with direct page references so you can find and quote the evidence that really matter in your context. Module 1. The current landscape of engagement in education. There's no dancing around it. The data is grim. Only 11% of pupils reported enjoying school every day, while 17% said they never enjoy it. Nearly 1 in 5 children routinely dislike school. As the report says, that should give us pause. Persistent absence is up. Elective home education increasing, with mental health and SEND support failings as key drivers. Disengagement evident in pupils and staff alike. Over 90% of teachers had considered leaving the sector in the past 12 months. When nearly 1 in 5 children routinely dislike school, it should give us pause. Behavioural challenges are rising too, with 7 minutes of every 30-minute lesson lost to misbehaviour. This is more than a pastoral concern. It's a curriculum access issue. Bullying too is on the rise, and with 26% of pupils affected, often online. The report notes, when bullying occurs, it creates an environment where not all children feel they belong or are comfortable taking risks. Heads know these stories. We see the quiet withdrawals, the sharp words, the increasing number of safeguarding notes. This section names it clearly. Module 2, Curriculum Design and Engagement. If you've ever heard a child say, "What's the point?" this section explains why. The curriculum is designed as a mile wide and an inch deep, crammed with objectives, leaving limited room for digression or depth. There's a real focus on what's been squeezed out: creative subjects, outdoor learning agency. The decline in residential trips, for example, from 4.6 to 2.9 days on average, is one tangible loss. Creative subjects were repeatedly described as fostering a love of learning, helping more children experience competence and pride. The report also hits home on diversity and representation. A lack of diversity in the current curriculum can make it difficult for young people from a diverse range of backgrounds to feel represented and included. And curriculum standardisation? Yes, it supports consistency, but over 1/3 of primary teachers said they have little or no influence over the content of individual lessons in their own classroom. It doesn't have to be this way. The report praises schools offering wriggle room to take risks, to go a little off-piste. That's what lights the fire. Module 3, assessment practices and their impact on engagement. This section should be a wake-up call to all policymakers, and I'll validate a lot of what you already know. SATs dominate spring in Year 6, but the pressure isn't equally shared. Only 13% of schools in the most affluent areas spent over 6 hours a week on SAT prep. But in the most disadvantaged schools, that figure was 40%. And the effects? More than 60% of Year 6 pupils said they were worried about taking SATs, and 1 in 10 said they were losing sleep. It's not just about children feeling anxious, it's about time and trust. How much learning is lost due to cramming? How many moments of discovery are skipped for drills? The report goes further, questioning whether the high-stakes, terminal exam culture is fueling disengagement, especially for SEND pupils or those with chaotic home lives. Students effectively learn that learning itself has no joy unless it's validated by a mark scheme. And why no one is suggesting we abandon accountability altogether, the report says we must ask, are we measuring what truly matters? Module 4, supporting teachers in the love of learning. If you're a head teacher trying to hold staff morale together, this module will feel like it's written for you. Full-time teachers regularly work around 52 hours per week, near or above the 55-hour threshold identified by the World Health Organization as a serious health risk. And too much of that is empty work, the kind that feeds audit trails, not children's curiosity. Teachers feel compelled to produce data and evidence for inspectors, sometimes to the detriment of spontaneity in the classroom. But it's not just the pressure, it's the lack of voice, the lack of space to do what they came into the profession to do. When teachers spend their evenings and weekends doing paperwork or marking for tests, their job satisfaction plummets. Happy teachers teach better, it says on page 22. The loss of teaching assistants makes it worse. Behaviour, SEND, mental health referrals, more of it lands on the class teacher's desk, stretching them thinner and thinner. The report argues for listening to teachers, really listening, as we redesign systems, curricula, and accountability. So what's in it for head teachers? This report doesn't fix the problems, but it names it. And for once, it does so with humanity, nuance, and a commitment to long-term change. Use it to inform your curriculum enrichment strategy, to shape CPD and staff wellbeing conversations, to evidence your next budget or pupil premium, to talk to governors about what's really happening in school. And if you need one-line quote to open your next staff meeting, try this. On page 22, happy teachers teach better. As we reflect on the findings of the loss of the love of learning, one thing is clear. We are not imagining the challenges, we are living them. But within these pages is also hope, clarity, and a reminder that change is possible when we listen to the voices that matter most. So let's start there. What does love of learning mean to you? Where are the sparks still alive in the classroom? And where are they fading? What would it take to bring more joy, curiosity, and meaning into our daily practice? And crucially, what do we need to let go of to make space for this to happen? Thank you for listening to this podcast. Please do comment and share. Until next time, thank you and goodbye.